share my screen. Just trying to make sure the meeting is streamed. Then start off. All right. Let's share my screen. I hope now it's fine. I will talk about coins and say is it when you see Solana is doing well, look for it. When you see Bitcoin is doing well, you look for a meme coin because memes are the best narratives that we have now. Memes are the best narratives that we have now. So you find that it is very important someone to do that. But usually say you find that we shall continue as a team provide you signals to make sure that whether you are present or not, you are ready. Must be one of the important things that we cherish as a team. And so we don't want to take anything for granted. So the consistency is key. Our ability to be consistent with providing information is one of the reasons why we live in the opportunity. And so my screen is visible. I'm putting something very small, very basic, but also very important. Okay. Now, friends, this is one of the simplest topics, although it's a little bit wide. As you will be attending with me, you'll discover that the topic is a little bit wide, but it is simple. I'll keep on widening it with time. But today, we are going to look at support and resistance. Support and resistance. It is one of the most common topics. Whenever you basically go on different on different topics, wherever you go to trading, you find that you have, and you find that wherever you visit, you find everybody who's doing trading will always talk about support and resistance. And I personally believe that trading is support and resistance. If someone cannot be able to understand this simple thing, they cannot be able to trade. Okay. So if someone can be able to understand, it's very easy for them to trade. So support and resistance, to me, it is the real trading. And if someone can master someone can understand support and resistance, then to me, I believe this person can be able to do trading. If someone cannot be able to understand support and resistance, to me, they cannot trade, okay? Especially if they want to personally involve themselves in trading, especially if they want to involve themselves in these things to do with either technical analysis. So one of the most important topics that anyone should try to put their focus on, it is none other than support and what? Support and resistance. So that's why today I'm going to base my sharing. I'm going to base my sharing on this topic, support and resistance. And I believe by the end of the call, anyone who's here will be able to not only to understand, but to take on count this topic, support and resistance. What is support? How many of us are on the call and basically you know a flow? So if this is a house, if this is a house, I'm not a very good artist. If this is a house, this is the floor, and this is the city. So if Namukwaya is here, and Namukwaya is standing on the floor, Namukwaya is here, and Namukwaya is standing on the floor, it means that Namukwaya is being supported. So the flow is the support that Namukwaya cannot go through this flow. And also if Namukwaya tries to jump to touch the ceiling and Namukwaya fails to jump through the ceiling, then Namukwaya is being resisted. So as prices are behaving in the market, there can be a certain area, major two areas, where the market is failing as it is moving, is failing to go beyond that area, and that area we call it a resistance. The market is moving down. I'm not an artist, and fails to penetrate this specific area, then this area is always support. But for someone to be able to draw support and resistance when it comes to, because I told you that anything that has a price, that's why I don't disturb you with analysis. Whether they are analyzing stocks or they are analyzing indices, they can analyze salt, they can analyze gold, they can analyze anything that has a price. So anything that has a price is represented in just two basic colors. The red color, like this, is a color for sellers. And the green color, like this, it just represents buyers. So the red color represents sellers, and the green color represents buyers. And the reason why the red color represents sellers and the green color represents buyers, it is how the prices of that particular thing that people are trying to trade, the prices are behaving. If the buyers are in charge, the market will be moving up. If the sellers are in charge, the market will be moving down. As simple as that. So, for someone to be good, these are sellers. These are sellers, these are buyers. So for someone to draw support and resistance, for someone to draw support, for someone to draw support and resistance, it starts with the ability to draw support and resistance on one single candle. If this is a candle is a representation of how buyers and sellers behave. So if someone cannot draw support and resistance on a single candle, now candles appear in time frame. I'll go into details about time frame a little bit later, but candles come in time frame. What is a time frame? That's where I want to put my focus just a little bit. Time frame is how prices are behaving. Time frame is how prices are behaving at a given time. For example, someone decides to look at the market, let me say, then one day, then another one decides to look at the market in 12 hours. Then another one decides to look at the market in 8 hours. Then the other one decides to look at the market in 6 hours. Then another one decides to look at the market in 4 hours. Then another one decides to look at the market in 3 hours. Then another one decides to look at the market in 2 hours. Another one decides to look at the market in 1 hour. In 1 hour. Another decides to look at the market in 30 minutes. Then another one decides to look at the market in 10 minutes. Then another one decides to look at the market in 3 minutes. Then another one decides to look at the market in 1 minute. What is the difference? What is the difference? A person looking at the market in 1 minute, looking at the market in a small picture, because if I once ready, if I 3 minutes, I will have the kind of 1 minute appear in 3 minutes. I don't know if I'm making sense to someone. So what is happening is someone is looking at a small picture, someone is looking at it in a bigger picture. So there must be candles, each of 1 minute appearing. Since it will be one single candle like this. But buying three candles of 1 minute. So it means that when you go back to the 1 minute, you have so many candles. You have less candles. It keeps on going like this. Someone looks at the marketing. So if I have one candle like this of 1 hour, if I come to 4 hours, I'm supposed to have 3 candles, only 2 candles, each of 1 hour in 4 hours. But since it is 4 hours, I will have 1 candle. But in it, if Someone is disturbing my network. Someone say what? Someone says, someone says my voice is not clear. Is it true? But now I'm back. Is my voice back? There are things I control, there are things I don't control. I'm not responsible for network. You see, when it comes to my life, I usually work in areas of influence. So when it comes to network, I don't control in the chat if you understand that. I cannot control how the network behaves. My friend, don't lower me down if you like a network. Don't lower me down. I have even never thought about buying a like an I've even never thought about buying a like a network. If you check my network services, I don't know how even people who use lines survive. My friend, don't lower me down when it comes to network. But we need to understand that there are factors we control. Ah, my friend, like it's very bad, very poor network, very poor network. But then let's move. Am I loud and clear? I don't want to complain. I'm not a complainer in life. Am I loud and clear? Okay, I don't know why the network is breaking, but it's not something I control. But am I loud and clear? Then we move. Then we move. Don't get annoyed with me. Then we move if I'm loud and clear. Uh, not someone who keeps on breaking. Okay. Right. So what I was saying is that we are still looking at support and resistance, S and R. And I was saying that support and resistance takes us to have been able to explain that anything that has a price can have a chart. Anything that has a price can have a chart. So a chart is a mechanism used to monitor the behavior of the prices. The behavior. So you monitor how buyers and sellers behave. Someone can monitor how people are buying and selling salt. Someone can monitor how buyers and sellers are behaving at anything that has a price. So someone should not intimidate you with technical analysis. Me, I trade this, me, I trade this, me, I trade indices, me, I trade what, no matter what they're trading, as long as it has a price, it can be monitored using a chart. And the chart is represented in what we call candles. And the red candles represent sellers generally in the whole market, in the whole world. That's the dominating parameter, although there are others. And also, the green and markets can be monitored in time frames. We could range, I'll just go for 1 month to 1 minute. I'll not go more than that. It means I could, if I have one candle in 1 month, I have candles of 1 minute that appear as one candle. in 1 month. The same thing goes back. If I have one candle in 1 day, if I look at 1 hour, I have 24 candles of 1 hour that appear as a single candle in 1 day. I saw someone was getting confused. 24 candles of 1 hour appear as a single candle in 1 day. So if I look at the market in 1 hour, I'm looking at the market at a small picture. And if I look at the market in 1 day, I'm looking at the market in a bigger picture. Give me one in the chat if that is clear. As simple as that, there is nothing much. So it means that when I look at the market in 1 hour, I can still be able when I look at the market in 1 hour, I can be making profits. Because why? I have 24 candles, each of 1 hour. Yet, if I go to the market and look at the market in 1 day, I will have 1 candle that takes over all these 24 candles appearing 1. Give me a 1 in the chat if that is clear. As simple as that. So, if someone wants to trade, before they want to look at a group of candles to interpret how they are behaving, I'm going to end my topic for today. Someone must be able, then I continue with my barrel. Someone must be able to understand how to draw support and resistance on a single candle like this. Give me a 2 in the chat if I'm clear. So if I'm going to draw support and resistance on this candle, whether this candle has a wick like this, these are called wicks or shadows. Remember, when we are talking about a red candle, one is called the open. The red candle, where it starts from is called the open. Where the body ends is called the close. Where we have this lowest point is called the low, and where we have this highest point is called the high. Where we have this one is called the body. Now, a red candle will always open from the top and close from the bottom. Why? Because if the market was moving up like this, if this were green, market was moving up like this, when the sellers come, they start from here and then they move down. That's why the red candle opens here and closes here. I'm not going back to that lesson, I'm just reminding you. Now, if I want to be a successful trader, before I learn how to draw support and resistance on so many red candles that are like this, moving like this, before I learn to draw, I must be able to draw support and resistance on 1 candle. So if I find a candle like this, I can draw a line if it is like this at this point, and I draw a line at this point. So this one is my support, and this one is my resistance. For you to have consistent results, when you find the candles that have wicks or shadows, if you decide to draw your support and resistance at this point, like this, and you decide to draw your support and resistance at this point, like this. So this one is your support, and this one is your resistance. Be consistent. Be consistent. Draw lines on weeks like this. Be consistent. And if you choose to draw lines at the body close, be consistent. If you decide that use the body, be consistent. Always look for the body. Do not look for the week. Give me a word in the chat if I'm clear. I'm now going practical. I'm done with explaining. I'm now going practical. I'm done with explaining. Then, as a good trader, use what we call top to down analysis. Top to down analysis. Top to down analysis. Don't analyze the market from the to the 1 day. You analyze from the 1 day going to the 15 minutes. It is called top to down analysis. You don't start from down to top. Give me a 3 in the chat for clear. You start looking at the market from the 1 day. You make your analysis in the 1 day. Then you go and look at how the small picture is looking in your analysis. But you don't start from the 15 minutes, then you go to the 1 day. You start from the 1 day, then you go to the 15 minutes time frame. Now let me go back to my simple topic for today. I'm not complicating it. Those following us on our different channels, just to know, as we continue, we shall end lives on our channels, on all our different channels, and maintain our trainings onto our inside group, the Crypto Ambassadors. So do not expect, all of you that are watching us, our parameters where we are live, that we are going to be consistent teaching our trainings live on those platforms. No. We shall reach a time and keep our training strictly onto our Zoom meetings. Okay, so my trading view is loading. What is trading view? Those of you who are new, it is an application that allows us to trade so many things that have prices. Anything that has a price can be looked at. Now, version 2.81. Why are you not opening? You see some of these applications. Now it wants me to see its name until it opens. But we are getting it. I don't know why it's taking a lot of time. Just a minute. The thing is as if it is complaining. I don't need it before. I thought it was right there. But this version, Simaya Kwanza 2 point what? So let me change a device. I will not waste time because I really have to. I have another session to. I have to leave here, and then always people get scared. Always people get scared when they expect something from them responding. I'm supposed to be somewhere, but I'm not responding because I have a responsibility here. But let me change a device. Let me change a device so that I can be able to survive the other side. So I'm gonna use my phone to teach this simple topic so that we move. So let me change a device because the other side things are taking a lot of time. Okay, finally, it has opened. After thinking a lot. If you can see my screen, give me a one in the chat. If you can see my screen, give me a one in the chat. I was for I was opting in for something else. Okay. Now I will just go to either 4 hours or 1 day, but let me take 4 hours as the example. How many hours? Now I'm going to pick this specific candle, this one. Okay. I'm going to pick this specific candle, this one. And, okay, I could apply a tool to just be specific, but I'm going to use this so that I don't cause confusion. I'm just widening my screen. So this candle you see here, these are tools. I told you, you can always make them your favorite. So my tools are moving over the screen. So I'm going to just pick a horizontal ray. So let me say I'm trading using the strategy of looking at this shadow here. I'll draw my line. Okay. Then I pick the horizontal ray still. I go to the high. I draw my. I've drawn my line from the lowest part to the highest part in our time frame. So this is a big picture. So let me go to a smaller picture, like 15 minutes. Now this is 15 minutes. Let me be specific so that people could see. Just a little bit specific. So for let me identify this for identification. So this is the candle. So let's go to 15 minutes, a small picture. Now you see, this is 4 hours. It means each candle. Why is everything being too slow? Now, this is the candle. So I was able to draw my support and my resistance. From the smallest point to the highest point. This is in 15 minutes, which means using that principle, this is already past history. In just a single of movement, this 10% take profit. Let me go to 1 day. 1 day, still 80 hours to go. If someone looks at this market in 1 day on this see an opportunity this candle in 1 day. Not making sense to someone. But this candle, we use history. So candle here, this one. What type of candle is this one? Some answers. Type of candle is this one? Some answers in the chat. What type of candle? Let me see if Coach Mopiwa, this lesson was paid attention to. What type of candle is this one? What type is this one? Some answers in the chat. Someone says a shooting star. Huh? Coach Mopiwa. What type of a candle is this one? Someone says, which type of a doji is this? Which type of a doji is this? Someone says a hammer. Which Mopiwa? Someone says, a gravestone doji. Okay. Sure, this is a gravestone doji. And this is a gravestone doji. Coach Mopiwe. Oh, yeah. Hope you are there, sir. But your students are disappointing you. So if I want to draw support and resistance on this candle here, so I will draw my line, let me say to the wick here, and I will draw my line to the high here. Learning to draw support and resistance on a single candle is what I'm trying to talk about. Because if you can draw support and resistance on a single candle, you can draw support and resistance on many candles. Okay, so let's go. So to the lowest point, to the highest point, we just drew too many candles. Let me identify this. Now let me go to a lower time frame. From 1 day could go to 4 hours. From 1 day could go to 30 minutes. To a smaller time frame. And this is it. Let me go back behind. This is just a single candle. A single candle. From here to here. And when you brought up your price range from here in a 30 minutes time frame, this was an 8%. Then you waited. The market repeated the same thing here. It is just one candle. It repeated the same thing. Maybe here you got in and you were very patient because these are 30, each candle here is 30 minutes. Let me say you entered again here and you waited. The market repeated, gave you another 8%. Now the market is here. You are waiting. Either you can wait from down here, if this coin will go back down, or you are waiting for a breakout here. And once it breaks up here, then this becomes your new support. So if you can draw support and resistance on a single candle, I haven't gone to a group of candles, then it can be very easy for you to draw support and resistance on a group of candles, top to down analysis. So the market will always move into these two lines you have drawn. And you'll find the market is always respecting them. So this top part is the resistance. The market, if I trail through here, you see the market is failing to break this upper line. And also the market is failing to break this lower line. So the upper line is the resistance, the lower line is the support line. As simple as that. But I haven't started on a group of candles. So is there any question? Because me, I'm done with my topic. Is there any question about drawing support and resistance on a single candle? Even if I go back to this candle, it was a doji. It was a gravestone doji. And I use this previous candle because when we are doing technical analysis, we are using the previous history to help us predict the future. To predict the future. Even if I had used this previous candle here, this one. Yeah. And this same candle body. So I'll use body there. And I'll use the body here on a single candle. And identify my candle. Then I'll go, I mean, 1 day, I can go to 1 hour on a small picture. I can go to 30 minutes, I can 10 minutes. Whenever you lower the time frame, you are making an earlier entry in the market. So you see, okay. I'm pulling so much back because I'm into the lower time frame. Okay, so this was the candle. Now, can you imagine that the single week, this one here, let me go back just a little bit. the chart. The chart looks to be behind. It's supposed to be here and here. Just a minute. Is it the chart the problem, or the chart has not yet appeared? I was wondering. I hope it was just my network. I've gone so much in the past. Okay. Just this week down here, let me draw the line to show you. Can you imagine? I'm just gonna draw the line there. Then I go back to 15 minutes. Can you imagine that just this lowest parts, just this lowest part, just the week, the 1 day of the 1 day candle. Sorry, I touched my lines. And I don't know how safe they are. Let me just use this to move faster. Then I widen my screen so that you can see. This is where the market started, from here. The market started from here. I'm keeping it simple. This is the candle. This was the highest price, I think. But this one, I've missed you. I've moved it, so I'm not sure. I need to go back and draw it. But you see that the market moved from this highest point to this, which was the lowest point, although there was a line in between. This is the week. Imagine this week had all these candles back to the body close. I'm not sure where it was. And now we see that if this was the support and this was the resistance, the market broke through this resistance here. And now it means that this new line, this one, now became the support. Now you need to go up and look for the resistance, which we are going to look at. What do you depend on when you are drawing your support and resistance? We are still just looking at being able to draw a line on a candle. Now I have a question. Is it easy to draw a line on a candle, decide to say this is my support and this is my resistance? And once this resistance is broken, it becomes now your support. And still, once this support is broken, it becomes your resistance. I need to find another line below it. And by the end of the call, we shall also look at an indicator that can draw for you support and resistance if you don't want to draw. My topic ends there. Any questions? Any questions? That is my topic for today. I told you I'll keep it very simple. Is that very clear? Drawing a line above the candle and drawing a line below the candle. Is it clear? Is it clear? So you can decide to either draw it on the body or draw it on the wick. I've not told you to enter the market. I've not talked about entries and exits in the market. I'm just talking about drawing a line at the body close of the candle, or drawing the line at the wick at the high and at the wick at the low. Where are people getting these things of drawing lines of entering the market? Have I talked about market entries? You are taking someone in taxi. He is seated at the passenger's seat, but he wants to become the driver. Is it clear? That's why people get confused with this thing of trading. They overcomplicate them. I want to enter. I want to get in. I want to get in. I want to enter the market. Who has told you about trading? It's just drawing a line, learning to draw a line at the body close, using the body perspective, or using the wick. Now, when I was looking at group of candles, then there people will start now sweating. We are learning to draw. I've not told you on this type of a candle, on this type of a candle, any candle you can draw. I've not talked about entering and exiting the market. I've told you you can decide if you want consistent results to either use wicks to draw or to either use bodies to draw. Me, my trading aspect, like you'll be able to see, I draw my lines on the body. I don't take the wicks. Give me one in the chat if my lesson is simple and clear. Don't overcomplicate my lesson. That's why people get tired. My lesson is simple and clear. Don't complicate the lesson. I want to enter the market. I want to. I've not reached there. You keep my lesson simple. Me, I want to trade. Me, I want. No. Just go and practice something simple. When I go to my trading view like this, and I go to a bigger time frame. Let me say this is Solana. This is one of my best cryptocurrencies. This is Solana. And I want to trade. Can I be able to draw a line of support and resistance on a single candle? That is my lesson for today. I've not talked about, because if you cannot draw support and resistance on a single candle, you cannot draw support and resistance on a group of candles. Give me a 2 in the chat if you have understood. You must be able to do market analysis on a single candle before you come and now tell us, according to my analysis, I can see that Solana on a daily time frame will be able to hit this price. Am I clear? Because if you cannot be able to draw support and resistance on one candle, you cannot combine candles. Huh? Am I clear? Am I clear? Let me know. Am I clear? Am I clear? Simple as that. That's the lesson for today. That's the lesson for today. The ability and the power to draw support and resistance on a single candle. So tomorrow, I'm now going to start a group of candles. Then after finishing a group of candles, I'm now going to start drawing lines that interpret patterns. When I draw my line, which pattern comes out if I draw my line like this, like this, like this, that's where we are going. But you must be able to draw on one candle. Then we start drawing them on a group of candles. Like then maybe I draw on a group of candles, or maybe I draw on a group of candles, then a certain shape comes out. So we are going to look at those shapes. But before we go there, you must be able to draw on a single candle. Thank you so much. I wish you a nice day. See you tomorrow. I know someone is saying, me, I thought you would teach much. Just that small one. Eh? Yeah, just that small Yeah, another one is saying, I need more. Enough for now.